Macros, Mindset, and Muscles.
I'm Coach James.
And I'm Coach Brittany.
We're here to give you the truth about health and fitness.
No gimmicks, no bullshit, just facts. All right, so we're starting with the giggle. That's
starting
cool.
with the giggles. We're back.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah. Sorry, we're still on pre-workout and just had some lunch and worked out.
And James has just been pissing me off all day. So
she's so adorable. So adorable.
You're adorable.
Look at that smile.
Scary. I'm plotting.
I see it. Yeah, I see the evil in your eyes.
Okay, so today we are going to go over 7 reasons why you're not seeing results. Might get a little tense. There's going to be some swearing.
This is going to be a good one.
Your feelings might get hurt, but this is a
tough love.
Yeah, ugly truth.
The ugly truth.
So we're going to just hop right in and get started.
All right.
So, reason number 1. Go ahead.
You never start.
You never actually start.
You
really say you're going to start.
You go, I'm going to do this then. I'm going to do this on this day. I'm going to wait till my birthday. I'm going to wait till the new year. Blah, 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 blah. It never comes. Tomorrow's always tomorrow.
And it's not even just that you don't, actually start. You pick a day or whatever, but your actions don't match your words. Yeah. So you say you're going to start, but you're like, oh, well, I'm kind of doing this or I'm kind of doing that. You don't actually go all in and give it your best effort.
Yeah, don't ever take that first real step into it. And this, some people will even go out and hire a coach, pay the money, everything, and just still won't start. I don't know why you did it, but I can think of 1,000 different reasons or ways you could have spent that money other than just to not do this.
And it's frustrating, especially as a coach when that happens, because a lot of people think that you hire a coach and bam, you just get results. It's like a quick fix or something, but it's not. You still have to do the work necessary to get results.
Yeah, you got to put in the work. If you don't do anything, nothing's going to change. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I still am staring at you with death because of what you just did.
I did the little Harry Potter thing with the Harry Potter.
You don't even know.
I can't even make the noise. But you're like, we're not magicians. And you're like,
oh, okay. So, nobody knows what your little sound effects are.
Yeah,
so if you want people to get it, you have to, explain it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it could be like the old days when they're, telling a story on the radio and, you got to really explain, what's going on. All right, so you never start. You may put your money out there, but you never physically take any action.
You don't put your effort out there.
Ooh, it's so much easier to put money out.
Yeah, anybody can spend money. Spending money is the easy part. Doing the work, not so much.
That's what's so awesome about this is you cannot buy it. You cannot buy fitness.
You can't. There's things that you can buy, surgeries and stuff like that, but also you can't maintain that look either. You have to put in the work.
You do. It's the great equalizer fitness is. It doesn't matter where you came from, how much money's in the bank account, what you drive, or who you're in a relationship with. You're full of shit. It's gonna show.
Mm-hmm. So number 2, you make too many excuses. This is a big one, and it's something that James and I personally we have a low patience for because we've been there, we've done it, and obviously we're not comparing ourselves to anybody else. We never compare our clients to us, but we see often how sometimes people just stand in their own way
so much,
and we can't make people see that they're standing in their own way.
Yeah, if you're looking for an excuse, you'll find an excuse.
There will always be an excuse. There's always something.
It's always something, whether work is hard or this or that, or I wasn't able to go to the grocery store, or
I couldn't meal prep, I didn't have time, or
I didn't get enough sleep last night.
Yeah.
It's always something. It's always something. And for some people, it'll always be something. And you're trying to help somebody see that they're actually their own worst enemy, and that you either get it done or you don't get it done. And people, I see people who could find 1,000 different excuses, but don't. They don't. Maybe they're a single mom with 2 jobs, yet they still get it done.
And that's the thing is, like, you know, there's gonna be events that come up. There are gonna be things that do really come up and that do maybe, you know, make you have to rearrange things in your schedule or whatever. But, you know, knowing the difference between like actual legitimate reasons and things that you just make up because you're too lazy or too tired to get things done.
Just because it's an inconvenience does not give you an excuse not to do it.
Yeah. I mean, going to fucking work is an inconvenience. Nobody wants to go to work.
And nobody wants to get up at 3:30 in the morning or 5 a.m.
But yet, you know, whenever if you don't want to go to work, do you still get up and go? Yeah, you do.
You want that check.
Do you wake up early to go to work? Like, more than likely, like most people that work a day shift, they wake up early to go to work, even when they don't want to. Your fitness journey is no different. It's work that you have to do for yourself.
Everything
and for your health.
And what you put in is exactly what you'll get out of this.
Yeah. If you just kind of do it, then you'll just kind of get results.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, if you're even lucky to get, like, you may go in the opposite direction. You know, you may do a little bit of exercise and feel justified and say, I'm going to go eat some more because you did a little exercise. Now you're gaining weight if you're trying to lose weight. And, like, you're going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And, you know,
it's getting hot up in here. Lord.
The excuses, like, most common, like, I don't have time, or what else?
Stressed.
I'm stressed out. Like, these are all things that, you know, yes, everybody is short on time, and not everybody has the same 24-hour day. Everybody does have 24 hours in a day, but what it looks like for each person is different. You have to find a way to make it work for your 24 hours and not compared to mine or James's 24 hours.
Right.
You know, if it's important to you, you'll make time for it.
Yep.
If it's not, then just say that it's not.
Yeah, let's get real.
Yeah.
Keep it 100. Like, you know what? I really don't care about this fitness thing, so I just ate like shit and I didn't work out, and I really don't care. But here we are.
And I know this is like a harsh episode. It really is. But these are facts. Like, these are things that we see and we have seen. And, you know, we've been there too.
Yep.
And that's not like, we're not speaking out of like inexperience. Like, we've been there too. We've made these excuses and we've had reasons why, you know, we haven't gotten stuff done, but you keep going. That's the thing. It's just like work. You show up for yourself every day.
Every day.
Life, you show up for yourself every day. You do the things you don't want to do. You go to work. You do homework with the kids. You cook dinner. You do chores around the house.
Washing clothes, feeding animals.
Brush your teeth every morning, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
You know, like, these are things that you do. They're daily habits, and your fitness and your nutrition needs to be a part of that daily habit.
I agree.
So moving on to number 3, you hire a coach and you don't follow the plan. Okay. This again kind of comes down to spending the money and you don't actually start. You kind of just do your own thing. If you hire a coach to do your workout programming and your nutrition programming and your cardio programming, but you still do your own fucking thing, what's the point?
Yeah, what is the point?
You hired a coach because you wanted to do something different, because what you have been doing for you hasn't been working. But yet when the coach says, hey, you need to do less and here's why, but you continue doing more, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, if you're always trying to do extra, or you're just doing what you want to do, or, you know,
essentially you're telling your coach, like, they don't know what they're talking about, and you know better. And if you did know better, then you would have already reached your goals and you wouldn't have needed to hire a coach.
Yeah. And if you felt like you knew better, then why did you hire a coach to begin with?
Right.
And again, like, you can spend your money however you want to spend it, but also, you know, it sucks being on the other end of that as a coach, you know, being hired to do something, but not being trusted, you know, through the process. Like, if you're not going to trust the person you're hiring, what's the fucking point?
Yeah. And it's frustrating because you're wanting to help somebody hit their goals and for them to progress and everything like that. And when they continuously do whatever they want to do, and you know that where this is headed, it's like watching a wreck. It's just waiting to watch this wreck to happen. And then what'll happen is they'll come to the coach and like, hey, this isn't happening. I'm not losing weight, or I'm gaining weight, or I'm over fatigued, or this.
I got injured.
I got injured. Like it. And at that point, like, what can the coach do? I mean, they were already trying to help you, and you didn't want to listen to them then.
Yeah, and then you go when it's too late, and it's not too late, but the damage, like you could have been further along had you just listened from the beginning. And, I know personally, we're not the do as we say coach, like without explanation.
No.
We will always explain why we have our clients do things a certain way. And a lot of coaches are like that. Some are not, but us in particular, we are, we explain why. We want you to understand why. Because if you know why behind our reasoning, behind our methods, then you're more likely to stick with it because you understand why you're doing things the way you're doing them.
Sometimes I think like some of my clients, when they get my response to a check, and they're just like, okay, yeah. Just tell me what to do. Like, because I'll say, and then I'll give this explanation, like why we are doing this and what the plan is moving forward. Like, I want to do this for this reason until this time. Then we will, and I'll just explain things in advance. So there are no surprises. Like, I know I feel better if I know the reason why I'm doing something. Like, there's a higher success of, me putting my all into it, because if that's my goal is to get this outcome and this will get me to that outcome, then I will put all my effort into it.
Yeah. So, I think that's a big one, is like not following the plan once you have it. And
yeah. Well, it can be dangerous too. Like if say you're only listening to part of the plan, like maybe the nutrition part, but then you're doing your own programming and overtraining. Now you're severely in a huge deficit now.
And that's why, and not even just that, but like it's kind of why we don't separate our like services. Like we want to do the cardio, we want to do the nutrition, we want to do the training, because it all ties in together, so we're feeling your workout, or we're feeling you like putting your nutrition at certain levels or whatever based on what we have you doing. If we don't know what you're doing, you're doing your own thing, then it kind of negates what we're trying to do with nutrition.
Yeah.
So moving on to number 4, and this is a huge one. You're not tracking your food properly. And not everybody does track. So there are certain, people this doesn't apply to. Typically the people who don't track don't need to track. In my experience, like I have, a handful of clients that actually don't track, and they do great and they see great results because they have a good relationship with food and like themselves and their bodies. So it's not necessary, but most people don't have like a grasp on that.
Yeah.
And tracking it helps you understand portion sizes, and it doesn't have to be the end all, like be all. You don't have to do it forever, but you do need to do it until you get a good handle on it and you get to like where you're maintaining.
Yeah.
So like most commonly what we'll see is, people will eat low throughout the week, like undereat. They're constantly under their calories, and then they go crazy on the weekend. So they're eating out multiple times on the weekend. They're drinking, getting drunk, 1 to 2 to 3 nights a week. And all that stuff adds up very quickly. One meal eating out could very well be close to your calories for the day.
Yeah.
Especially
usually,
for women.
For bar food.
Yeah, like your calories are generally lower, especially if you haven't reverse dieted and things like that. But we'll get into that,
Yeah, even if like you stuck to your meal plan all week long and you're in a deficit, and then all of a sudden you go out on the weekend and you drink, and then you eat some bar food, and all of a sudden you're in a surplus, like an extreme surplus for a day, and then the following day you're hungover. So what do? You Uber Eats or Grubhub you some more
Comfort food.
Comfort food, because you feel like crap. Now you're in a surplus again, and all that deficit you were in for the entire week just got washed away by that one night and the following morning. And you're going to be lethargic. You're not going to want to be active, so your activity's down too. It just snowballs really quickly.
Yeah, so that's a big one. Tracking properly also comes into like, using certain apps and things like that, certain tracking services. So a big one is MyFitnessPal. I use MyFitnessPal to track my macros, and I have for years. But with MyFitnessPal, like, you need to be careful, because if you log a certain food, you might say, for example, use the scanner and you scan the barcode on a food. And if you're not in the habit of double checking the label to see if it's matching what pulls up in the tracking app, more than likely it's off.
Yeah.
So like, you have to verify that. And most people don't take the time to verify that and make sure that the macros are matching up with the label. So they end up, under tracking. And then another thing is like guessing on weights and stuff like that too. If you're doing, let's just talk about peanut butter. Okay. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is not a lot. It's it is not a lot. It's barely enough to cover a rice cake. Yeah.
If you got that little peanut butter wave coming across it, that's too much peanut butter.
Yeah.
That is not serving peanut butter. So once you kind of see through the peanut butter, that's probably about the serving.
Yeah. So, weighing your food to, again, get an understanding of what a portion size, what a serving size actually looks like. Yeah. It helps you down the road. So that way, when you do, go to more intuitive style eating, if that's what your ultimate goal is, then you understand what the serving actually looks like. Protein, eating enough protein and understanding the serving sizes there. And also understanding that when you track protein, there's a difference between 4 ounces raw and 4 ounces cooked.
Ooh, yeah.
If you're logging 4 ounces of chicken breast, more than likely it's the raw nutritional data. It is not the cooked nutritional data. So if you're eating, say, 4.5 ounces of chicken cooked, that's actually 6 ounces raw, because protein loses about 25% of its weight in the cooking process. So that's something to keep in mind, is just understanding how to track, protein.
Well, I think too, like with tracking your macros, the lack of experience and education on it, or knowledge, quickly, like just like with cooking oils, like you got to track out all that stuff too. Like your sauces, some people may not realize like how much is in these sauces, which is killer, in dressings too.
That's the big one. Creamy dressings.
And you mentioned MyFitnessPal. Well, in MyFitnessPal, unless you deactivate it, it's going to show you like your activity calories, and it's going to add it back in. So a lot of people will eat those calories back.
Yep.
And no longer, you just taking away that deficit that you were creating through your activity and through your diet.
Yeah. And you definitely don't want to eat those calories back. One, because the calories that it gives you for exercise, like that you've earned through exercise, is wildly inaccurate.
Oh, yeah.
It's not an accurate number. So, if you're looking at your watch and you're like, I burned 300 calories this workout, or blah, 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 whatever. It doesn't matter. Just strive to have a good workout, get your blood pumping, get warm, get your heart rate elevated, but don't put too much emphasis into the calories burned, because
we're not getting a deficit from the workout. We're not subtracting calories, how many you burned in a workout, to put you in a deficit. That's not how this works. Yeah. We're not our approach.
Exactly. Another thing is not tracking all your carbs. So net carbs, like in MyFitnessPal, there's an option where you can turn on net carbs. And what that does is, when you eat carbs, it subtracts the amount of fiber that you eat, like in the day. So if you have a food item that, say, has 20 carbs, but there's 15 grams of fiber, then you're left with 5 net carbs, and it only tracks the 5 instead of the 20. And this isn't accurate, because you need to track all carbs.
Yeah.
And this will go with like some sweeteners and stuff like that too. Being sugar alcohols, it subtracts the sugar alcohols from the total carbs, but you still need to account for all carbs.
Yep.
And a lot of products in MyFitnessPal, like if you get a keto product, for example, a lot of them, when you go to scan it or enter it in, it's going to have the net carbs instead of the total carbs. And that's why verifying the label can be so important, and why so many people have trouble tracking.
It's just these small little things that you may not know, and while using the app, and it's throwing you way off.
Yeah,
throwing you way off, and so some great stuff you just went over.
So if you have like, say, something that has 20 carbs in it, 20 carbs is 80 calories because there's 4 calories per 1 gram, but it only tracks 5 carbs. 60 calories are unaccounted for.
Oh, snowball. Just imagine that over the entire day.
And again, if you're tracking macros, it's not detrimental that your calories match up, as long as you know that the label matches what you're logging macro wise, then you'll be good.
Yeah.
Because, micronutrients do count for some calories.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So on to number 5. And this is a big one too. You've dieted for too long and you refuse to accept that it's time to take a diet break.
Ooh, yes. This is big.
A lot of people just think that they can diet until the end of time, until they reach their goal. And I mean, can you? Yes.
Diet till you die.
But do you want to? No. Do you want to reach your goal? Yeah, probably. But here's the thing. You actually slow the process down by fighting the process, by fighting a diet break. We're not meant to diet in perpetuity. So taking those breaks, it's necessary because it helps you function better. You don't realize how shitty you feel until you don't feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
Your body, as you eat less and less and less, it adapts to that, and it finds way to cut corners and burn less. So you might be busting your ass in a workout and you're burning calories, but your body, your resting rate is going to slow down to accommodate that because you're not eating enough calories.
It's really common when we get clients that come in and they've been extreme dieting before, working with us, and we have to spend a lot of time working with this person because they've just did these extreme diets for so long that we can't cut any calories. They're already 900 or lower sometimes. So having to reverse them out and to let them know the process and reassure them, we are in control. We know what we're doing. But we've got to start building your metabolism back up. So we got to start slowly eating more and more and more.
And I think that's the problem too. Okay, back to tracking. Like a lot of times people will come saying they're eating 900, but they're not actually eating 900. Like it's more of a guesstimate because they're not they're saying I don't eat that much, and they're not wrong. Like they don't eat that much, but the things that they do eat are very high in calories, typically high in fat, high in carbs. So the combination of the two, it's easy to go into a surplus.
Yeah. Like you said, a lot of times it's people are just kind of guessing because it's happened where I've only eat like 1,100 calories a day. Like, okay, well, let's track your food because we do this with everybody. Track your food for 5 days and then we'll kind of go from there. And you look in there and they're hitting 2,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, well, a little off, but that's where we're at. So
back to the, dieting for too long, we know that when you lower your calories, your metabolism adapts to that. So you lower and lower and lower, and you get to a point where you're miserable and you can't really lower anymore because you're already eating so little. You have to take a break and give your metabolism a break and a chance to speed back up and allow your body to function at a higher level.
You know you're not feeling well eating that low on your day to day basis. Like your energy's gonna be low, your sex drive's gonna be low, recovery's gonna be slow,
Yeah.
sleep's gonna suck. Like everything's gonna be off. Like, and when you finally make that connection, it is the diet that is the low calories,
and you're causing disruptions in your hormones too. Like your hormones get jacked up, and that's, I think, and now there's like, this is just me speaking, but I think a lot of the issues that, women are facing, like with hormones, have a lot to do with the fact that they yo-yo diet so much and they eat so little and they forget to eat and they're running on fumes and
on that latte diet.
Yeah. So, it does mess up your hormones.
I believe it. I believe it.
Moving on to number 6.
Hit me with it.
You're impatient. You think that this should be a fast process, and you think, okay, well, I want to be X amount of pounds lighter in 2 months for the summer. I want to slim down for the summer.
Well, now you just said, like, the next day, if they're not already, the scale's not reflecting, they're losing weight, like all of a sudden they're panicking.
Well, yeah, and that's like the day-to-day scale usage. Okay? Yeah. You have to know, like, especially for women, men fluctuate too, but women, we really fluctuate on a day-to-day basis. Our weight is not going to be linear. It's not going to go down every single day. Our hormones change. You might be holding water. You might be, having inflammation from a food you ate, especially if you eat a lot of processed food. Like, it's not uncommon to have some inflammation going on there, some bloating. Maybe you didn't sleep good. Maybe you're about to start your period. Like, there is so many reasons why the scale doesn't go down and why it changes from day to day.
Yeah.
So if you're going down, for days in a row, and then you have a day where you're up 7 pounds, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gaining weight. Like, no.
Oh, your body's just kind of recovering from whatever was just happening. But you have to be patient. This isn't a quick fix. It didn't. Your current status, where you are now, didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen over a week. It didn't happen over a month, 2 months. This is years of
bad habits.
Bad habits have, gotten you to where you are now. And to fix that, it's not going to happen overnight. And any kind of extreme weight loss or those extreme diets and extreme measures are going to be temporary fixes, and you can't sustain them long term.
Well, and then what happens with those temporary fixes, you go through it, you see awesome results. You drop a bunch of weight, in the first few weeks, because it's not all fat that you're losing.
Oh no, you're losing everything. You're losing
water, muscle, lean tissue, maybe a little bit of fat. Yeah, your mind, your sanity.
Yeah.
But the weight that you want to lose is fat. You don't want to lose lean muscle mass. You don't want to lose that stuff. You want to keep that because that helps keep your metabolism higher.
And you don't. Who wants to be weaker? Nobody's like, I want to get weaker.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm getting too strong.
But what happens is you do these extreme programs and these 30-day boot camps or whatever, and it's great. You see results, but what happens when you stop doing that? Is that extreme process something that you can keep up with long term for life? Because that's what we're teaching you to do.
Yeah. Yeah, the measures that you have to do to drop a lot of weight very quickly are ridiculous. It's dangerous. Mm-hmm. It's dangerous. It's not healthy for you. You can have all kinds of side effects, and I see it all over, like on Instagram and TikTok mainly. Like when I lost 100 pounds in 5 months, or I can do this, I can do that. Like, that's extreme to lose that kind of weight that quickly.
Yeah, and you don't want to compare your journey to others either, because your body's different from theirs.
But this is a lifestyle that we coach.
Yeah.
We're not here for the short haul. Like, we want to get you to where you can do this stuff
on your own
for yourself for the rest of your life, being able to manage and be healthy and keep it keep getting better.
Yeah, I mean that's the facts of it right there.
Facts.
And to extremes, like, there's a reason why bodybuilding is so hard. And, we both have done a couple shows, and we actually, one of our clients is competing next weekend. So it's an extreme sport, and there's a reason why, because it's extreme measures, but you can't go into it unwilling to do the work. Like you can't stay in that perpetual state of dieting because it's so bad for your body and your hormones and brain health, like everything.
We've both been there.
Yeah. Like you have to take the time, you have to reverse. And when you diet break and stuff, you're going to gain weight.
Yeah. When we speak about going through extremes and extreme dieting, we didn't just read this in a book or see someone else do this. Like we have done this and we felt the effects of it, what it did to our bodies, what it did to my hormones, what it did to me mentally, the depression, all that stuff. Like it is hard, and you just cannot sustain it, and like it has rippling effects afterwards, and it takes time for you to rebound and to recover from that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Preach. So be patient. It's a process. That's basically what it comes down to. Last but not least, number 7, you're willing to do anything. You're willing to take anything. You're not willing to do the basics. Yeah. And the basics are what matter the most. No supplement, no fat burner or anything substitutes work.
Yeah.
If you're not sleeping enough, if you're not drinking enough water, you're not moving outside of workouts, you're not eating your protein, eating your veggies, you're not getting the nutrients your body needs, then something you take it's not going to make a difference. Like
I have so much to say on this, but I don't even know where to start. Like
this is just basics, basic stuff here.
It really is. It's like
people are so quick they will do anything. Oh, you need to get more sleep. Nah, I don't want to do that.
No, but is there a supplement?
Yeah, what can I take though? Like a nap?
Yeah, take a nap. Yeah. I'm gonna need you to take one of these every day.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Yeah, instead of drink some more water or take a nap or whatever at the time. Or have you, instead of doing the actual nutrition, like sticking to macros and the nutrition plan, like you said, hey, is there something I can buy?
Yeah, what fat burner can I take that'll help me lose this belly?
Yeah, the belly fat.
Yeah, it's called Eat Your Protein.
Yeah. It's called Do What We Said to Do.
Yeah, follow the plan.
Yeah, follow the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All the plans. But yeah, to do anything other than that, and it never fails, but really it is the basics, is the daily small task that just add up to the best results.
And I think too, a lot of the problem is with one of the basics being movement. We're as a society, we're just very sedentary. So many people work desk jobs, they work from home. I work from home. I'm very sedentary if I'm not intentional with my movement.
Yeah.
And sedentary people try to outwork being sedentary, in a way, and I'm trying to word this. They try to out gym being sedentary. So they're sedentary all throughout the day, and they'll go and they'll bust their ass 7 days a week in the gym when that's unnecessary. You're putting that high strain of exercise on your body rather than doing things to increase your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That is the calories you burn doing everything else that's not purposeful exercise.
Yeah, that was pretty neat what you said there. I bet if you put them letters together, I bet it spell some words. What's it? Neats?
Shut up.
The neats. But yeah, just instead of high intensity training 7 days a week, I mean, it's just moving around more.
Yeah. Go outside and pull some weeds. Take your dogs for a walk.
Yeah.
Clean your house. Walk up and down the stairs a few times.
We're not talking about for hours and hours of this. And not all at once either.
Get steps in.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay, so there was a craze with Fitbits and steps and everything. 10,000 steps a day, blah, blah, blah. Well, 10,000 steps a day isn't realistic for every single person. You don't have to go from 3,000 steps a day to 10,000. You should ladder it up, step up a little bit at a time. So maybe you get 3 on average, go for 4. once you get the hang of 4, then you go up to 5 and gradually just work your way up to getting more steps and make it part of your day.
Yeah.
Don't make excuses. It's easy to be like, oh, I'm tired. I just want to sit on the couch and watch Netflix or scroll TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok is horrible for you guys. Y'all stay away from that.
Yeah, James.
It's my knee. I get it from my thumb.
Your
swiping.
thumb.
Boy,
So,
thumb got thumb muscles getting big.
It would be easier to be like, I'm just gonna sit on the couch and scroll social media or watch whatever, or
I'm active.
I'm not saying you're not active. I'm just talking shit.
Okay.
Guilty conscious?
Nope. Negative. I'm neat. I'll be getting my neats.
Okay, so don't be afraid to get a little extra movement in your day.
Yeah.
And don't be like intense with it either.
Yeah.
Just move your body.
Just move it around. Like, after the COVID's quarantines and a lot of places have changed. Like, you can't even go into some restaurants. Like, just the parking and walking into a place to eat to come back out to your car. Like,
yeah.
These
Park further away.
Yeah, now you pull up and everything's curbside.
Yeah.
Still, and that's it doesn't seem like much, but these little things throughout the day, I mean, are just taking more and more movement out.
Well, even things like having meals delivered to your house too. You know, I mean, I've done it, but something as simple as like cooking dinner at night, like that's movement.
Yeah.
And you actually save money. I know like groceries are high right now and the cost of everything is high, but you're still saving money and you feel better when you cook at home also.
You know what? Go buy this thing called an Oculus. You want to get some movement in? It's like this virtual reality thing. I don't play video games, but I played this thing and it's fun. It's cool. And you get plenty of movement. You're just going to be standing there.
That's cardio.
It's cardio.
It's
cardio. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I mean, you should see the muscles on this little 7-year-old in here that's been using it. Boy, just Oculusing it up. Just choo. Like, it's fun. But, like, that is one way. Like, just, we counted that as some cardio. Like, just, that's movement for us.
I mean, my heart rate was like 150.
When she was playing this game on expert level 17,000 pro with all these super 5 stars, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it's fun though. But yeah, those are 7 reasons why you're not seeing results. And, it might be time that you have an honest conversation with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror and, seriously have a conversation and be like, why am I not seeing results? Am I doing X, Y, and Z? Like, am I following the plan? Have I like committed?
Yeah.
Am I tracking right? Am I doing the basics and doing it well?
And you may be doing everything well, and you may be following the plan, and you may just need to be patient because it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe your journey is to put on size, to put on weight. That's definitely a slow journey. It's a grueling journey. It's doable. It's slower, and just be patient. Like, it's not a race. It's a marathon. It's not a race. It's a marathon. That made no sense. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. There we go.
There you go.
There it is. I good words.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up, and we hope that, this maybe helps some of you have a hard conversation with yourself. And, yeah.
I loved it.
Loved it. So until next time.
I'm James.
Later.
Holla.
Thanks for listening to Macros, Mindset, and Muscles. Until next time.
I'm James.
I'm Brittany. We're out.